Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so that potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make an informed buying decision. If you would like to learn more about this business, including details like what type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included with the business, simply visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business's listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and in the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. So without further ado, let's get into this interview. First up, let's learn a little bit about you. Can you tell us about your background in building and running online businesses?
For about 4 years before starting my own business, I worked with other Amazon sellers and helped them grow their Amazon sales, but specifically also help them grow outside of Amazon through Shopify and social media ads. During that time, I was fortunate to also work with some companies that allowed me to also help in their operations side, and I started to work more on the manufacturing. And I got really excited during that time about the idea of creating my own product. Specifically because a lot of the companies I worked with at the time picked products from existing suppliers, maybe made small modifications to it, but really they didn't reinvent the wheel and they just were reselling something that already existed. But I got so excited about the idea of making something that really solves a problem in a unique way that really stands out in the marketplace and that's really defensible. So actually, on the side, I spent about 1.5 years developing this product while still working with my clients at the time. And I worked with product engineers, product designers to put it all together. And after about 1.5 years, I had my first batch of this product produced and I was able to launch it. And from the beginning, the product was a hit and it allowed us to achieve very strong margins just because it was so unique. And there was nothing really similar in the market and still really isn't, which allowed us to really have this be one of our leading products. It's still one of the most defensible products that we have. And over time, we've then built on top of that and built more products around that, which really positions our brand as a premium brand in a premium price segment, which stands for quality, great customer service. And this is also one of the reasons why we actually see that a good portion of our customers return, despite our products not really being recurrent purchases.
Why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
I'm currently running 3 businesses in total. Apart from this one, I run an agency and a software business. And I also became a father this year. So a lot is going on. And I'm looking to focus my energy a bit more into fewer projects. And at the same time, I'm also looking at redeploying some of the capital into some of the other businesses.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
To maintain this business, I spend about 3 hours a week, but quite frequently, I also go on a trip and I might be gone for 2 to 3 weeks and my team takes over during that time. And so the business is fully delegated essentially where it's possible for me to be absent for longer periods of time. And my team is also used to that. The key task that I'm still handling is managing payments, though a lot of them are actually pre-configured by my team and I just need to go through and approve them. There's a weekly team meeting, which takes about an hour. It is run by my team. I just attend and then they can ask me questions, anything that needs decisions. They can ask me during that time and everything they need to work on is discussed during that time. And then once a quarter, we get together to make a quarterly plan, everything that we want to work on over the next quarter. And we also do a performance evaluation where I have a call with each team member just to check in every quarter how they're doing and to make sure everybody's happy. Other than that, there's only minor stuff here and there, like when my team needs help with making major decisions or communication with key partners that they can't do themselves. But yeah, that's roughly it.
So, if you were to keep this business, what are some of the ways you would try to grow it?
I think there's quite a few different directions in terms of where the business can still grow. One is just raising prices, for example. We haven't raised prices for quite some time. And especially now with the inflation, especially in the US, and consumers expecting some price increases with the tariffs, it would be a good time to revisit the pricing, and there could be potential gains just from that. There's cost reduction potential still with some of our products. As they're unique developments, typically when they're launched, we then have the potential to make cost optimizations throughout. One product specifically, which just was launched last year, has already been started to be reworked, and we're expecting about a 20% cost reduction on that one. But in terms of just expansion, we have seen good success with influencer and affiliates on a smaller scale. So we've done gifting campaigns with lots of them. We've never actually focused a lot on this channel in terms of delegating and investment into it, which has kept us from growing into working with larger accounts, etc. But since we have seen a lot of success with smaller accounts, this would be a potential area of expansion. Meta and Google Ads could also be an opportunity of Amazon traffic, since we've kind of just maintained a lot there and haven't really grown over the last 2 years. It's been consistent, but I think there's potential to further increase that. And of course, on Amazon, there's always potential for further improvements in listing optimization and PPC. That would be definitely also one of my focuses.
Right. And what would you say are the biggest risks with this business that buyers should be aware of?
I think one risk everybody is aware of who's selling on Amazon is just Amazon as a platform with the ability to shut down your account. We've always been very lucky that we never had actually any issues with Amazon, but I just know that this is what most Amazon sellers worry about on a day-to-day. And we've always aimed to diversify our sales. So actually a good portion of our sales is coming from Shopify to ensure that we have more reliability in the business and mitigate this risk. The other portion is that one of our key products is an accessory to another product. And with an accessory, you always have to challenge that if the core product changes, the accessory has to adjust. This is actually a risk that we have considered right from the beginning of the business. And we have actually designed our product that I'm talking about in a way that it's very easy and cost effective and very fast to adjust it to new iterations of the core product, to also reduce our risk here of the product being obsolete. We've actually already seen that happen, that core product that we're an accessory to has changed, and we have successfully adjusted within a very short period of time, launched a new version, and customers that were previously using the old version now came back to buy the new version. Aside from that, I think a risk that is always also there is getting copied. The marketplace is hot, especially Chinese suppliers try to steal great products. And since we are making great products, it is possible to get copied, and this has happened to us before as well. That said, we focus very much on premium quality and premium customer service, which has helped us to maintain very good ratings. And despite us selling much higher priced products, we have been able to compete with products that are much lower priced, but that are perceived as less quality. And there's always the customer persona that is willing to spend that extra money. Of course, getting copied always has some level of effect on the sales, but we have actually rarely seen that any of the copycats was actually able to match our quality. And so with that, we have usually maintained our sales pretty well, just because we've been so differentiated.
How much support are you willing to offer the buyer who acquires this business?
I will be available for 30 days after the business sale. I want to make sure that the transition is as smooth as possible. So I'll be there to answer any questions you might have, to help with the transition. I'm very much invested with my heart in this business. I obviously was very involved in developing all the products, and it's really products that matter to me because a lot of them I made for myself. So I want to give this business the best chance at making a very smooth transition and continuing to grow from here. That said, I think a lot of the questions will be answered by my team, as they are much more in the day-to-day than I am. And so they'll be able to really help a lot during the transition as well. And should there be a need for support after that, I'm also too happy to discuss that in more detail once we actually get to the sale.
Are you open to negotiating something like an earn-out agreement?
No, I'm primarily looking for a cash sale.
Okay, final question. If you had to put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, Why is your business a business worth buying?
Yeah, I mentioned it throughout that the products we developed are unique products of very high quality and they charge a premium price. With that, we've created a lot of defensibility because it's hard to match that level of quality and to position yourself as a premium brand. And we've done that in a way that our customers are leaving positive reviews and there's generally good representation of our brand out there, but also that our existing customers had great experiences with the brand. And we're seeing that through customers returning quite a bit, despite the products not really being recurring purchases. All of this actually leads to us having very strong margins. Because we can charge that premium price point, we have strong margins, and that leads to security because things can go wrong. We can make some false investments, make a mistake here and there, and it doesn't affect us as much if we have really strong margins. And that is obviously different in a business that is fighting for every dollar. Aside from that, looking more from the operational perspective, we have great processes and systems in place and a team that is really well trained on these processes and systems. Everything is well documented and structured. So even if a team member leaves, it's very easy to bring in someone new to take over existing responsibilities. And again, that creates stability and reliability. Apart from that, I think the fact that the business is over 4 years old now shows that there has been reliability over the last few years, with the last year being quite strong in terms of performance.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this business is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll find everything you need to know about this business. So, thanks for joining us. See you next time.